During the school holidays, I took my daughter to a park. I had barely entered the park entrance with my daughter when a supercar crossed the solid line and rear-ended us. The man who jumped out came storming toward me, furious. "Do you even know how to drive? Do you know how much this car costs? You can't afford it even if you went bankrupt." I was about to argue back since he was clearly the one breaking traffic rules, but I froze. That car looked painfully familiar. Wasn't that the supercar my mother gave me the first year I took over the Milton Group? Even the license plate was identical. My wife, Hazel Bishop, had told me the engine was broken and that she'd sent it to the dealership for repairs. I met the man's arrogant stare. "Is this car really yours?" He paused, then grinned smugly. "My wife bought it for me. It's limited edition. Someone like you wouldn't understand. Go call your family and sell your house. You owe me $200,000. Sneering, he added, "Don't try anything clever. My wife's the GM of Milton Group. She has serious connections. She'll be here any minute." I let out a cold laugh. So Hazel canceled on our daughter today, not because of a business meeting, but because she was out spending the holiday with her lover and his kid instead. During the school holidays, I took my daughter to a park. I had barely entered the park entrance with my daughter when a supercar crossed the solid line and rear-ended us. The man climbed out aggressively. "Do you even know how to drive? Do you know how much this car costs? You can't afford it even if you went bankrupt." I frowned and pointed at the solid lane marking on the road. "Sir, you crossed the line and caused the collision. It's your fault." He cut me off impatiently. "No, you're obviously at fault here. When you see a multi-million-dollar supercar like mine, you're supposed to move aside. Now pay me for the damages." I almost laughed from disbelief. Great, a professional bully. I pulled out my phone to call the traffic police. Before I could dial, the man, Saul Matthews, shot me a contemptuous look and grabbed my wrist, stopping the call. "Calling the cops won't help. My wife has serious connections. I want $200,000 right now. Call your family and sell your house. If you make me mad, I'll ruin you." He was being completely unreasonable. He caused the accident, but he kept shouting like the victim. A crowd quickly gathered around us. Someone gasped. "I've seen that car on TV. Only 50 exist worldwide, and it's worth $10 million. That's a real billionaire's ride." Another person shook his head. "That guy driving the cheap electric car is finished. He'll lose everything paying for this." Someone else sighed sympathetically. "People who can afford cars like that have unimaginable power. Even if they're wrong, they can twist it however they want." The praise only inflated Saul's ego further. "You hear that?" he said smugly. "Be smart. Right now it's only $200,000. If you drag this on..." I suddenly interrupted him. "Is this car yours?" The moment I saw it, something felt off. Then, realization hit me. This was my mother's gift to me the year I became chairman of Milton Group. The last 4 digits of the license plate were my birthday. My wife, Hazel Bishop, had told me the engine failed and that she sent it to the dealership. We owned too many cars, most rarely driven, which was why I hadn't recognized it immediately. I had taken the electric car today just to stay low-key. Saul's expression darkened. "What are you implying? My wife gave it to me. Of course it's mine." He then seemed to remember something, and his face lit up with exaggerated pride. "My wife is a big shot. She runs Milton Group, the biggest corporation in Harborview. You can't afford to offend her." My eyes narrowed. "Milton Group?" He lifted his chin arrogantly. "Scared now? Call your family and pay up. Otherwise, I'll make sure you end up behind bars." At first, I thought I had misunderstood. Maybe the dealership staff had taken the car out without permission. But now it was obvious. Hazel was cheating. Seeing me stay silent, Saul assumed I was intimidated and sneered again. "I'm telling you, my wife is almost here. If you ruin our family outing today, she'll blacklist you from every industry. Doesn't matter what job you have." I let out a cold snort. "You've got a big mouth." An older woman from the crowd stepped forward kindly. "Young man, ordinary people like us can't fight families like that. Just chalk it up to bad luck." You can find the full story in my bio. It's free.